Good morning, guys. We are about half a mile from the North Half Moon Creek trailhead. Today we're going to be doing Mount Massive and collecting two of its other summits above 14,000 feet. Hey guys, post-hike Warren here. I actually ended up doing all 5 of Mount Massive's 14,000 foot summits. In total, Mount Massive has 5 summits over 14,000 feet. Point 14092, I think. 14219, 14192, 14619, 14196, 14169. North Massive, Massive Green, Mount Massive, and then South Massive. North Massive is pretty important because it is super close to qualifying for a 14er. It has 280 feet of prominence. There's quite a few people that consider the list of 58 to be a list of 59, and the extra one they're counting is North Massive. As well, Mount Massive is the second highest peak in the state. It's about 10-12 feet shorter than Mount Elbert. I'll see you guys out there. If you want to do all 5 of Mount Massive summits in a single day without shuttling a car, I think the best way to do it is to start at the North Half Moon Creek trailhead. As you can see, I actually couldn't make it to the trailhead, but if you have some bigger kahunas than me, or if you have a high clearance vehicle, you should be able to make it to the parking lot no problem. Once you leave the trailhead, you're going to have 1.5 miles up the trail till you hit a trail junction. To your right leads up the southwest slopes of Mount Massive. You're going to continue straight, do another 1.5 miles up into this basin with the North Half Moon lakes. Work up the right side into the higher side of the basin, and you're going to have Massive Green and Mount Massive on your right, and North Massive dead in front of you. Work your way higher up into the basin and gain this subtle ridge on your left. Then you're going to cruise up the ridge into this flat plateau. Tag your first 2 summits, point 14169, and then come back for North Massive. Then you have a class 2 plus, maybe class 3, scamper to Massive Green, continue along the ridge to Mount Massive, work your way south to get South Massive, and then you're going to descend the southwest slopes route back to the trail junction, and then continue back to the trailhead or your car. Alright, so North Massive is right here. Massive Green, I think, is like behind this. And Mount Massive is here. There's actually people on the summit, but I don't think you'll be able to see it in the video. But we are making progress. Just gotta work up this basin and then up this little scree field on the side, which will be gross, but we're almost there, almost to our first summit. Alright dudes, we just made it to our first summit of the day. This is point 14169. So this is not the most dramatic summit. I mean, North Massive is right there. The saddle's like right there, so. But, still beautiful, and once you're up here, no reason to not tag it. Alright, we just made it to the summit of North Massive. The views are looking good. You got Elbert right here, some of the rest of the ones in this range. The Elks are out that way. And you got Holy Cross. Can't see it in the GoPro, but it's somewhere out there. Yep, now it's time to just cruise on to the next one. All right, we made it to the top of Massive Green. Alright guys, that was Mount Massive, second highest peak in the state. It's not the most dramatic peak in the world, just because you have like so many undulations in the ridge extending both ways that are like almost the same height. Yeah, now we're just gonna bump along the ridge, hit South Massive, and cruise our way back to the car. Alright guys, we made it to South Massive, the 5th of the 5 summits today. Pretty awesome spot to end up. You can see my descent route. Pretty much it's from this nub here all the way down to there. And man, that's a lot of elevation loss in a really short amount of miles. Alright guys, we did it. All 5 of Mount Massive's 14,000 foot peaks in one day. It was super banger, so much fun. And if you just follow the description in Jerry Roach's guidebook, it does not exceed class 2 for any of it. And it's funny, like, this hike's gonna come in to be like 12.5 miles and like 5,500 vert. So like almost the same amount of vert as yesterday and like about 10 miles short of yesterday. But this was so much easier. This took me like exactly half the time. I'm gonna come in right at like 6.5 hours instead of like 13. Yesterday was Snowmass, by the way. But hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys in the next video.